Remember when the head of the FBI, Kash Patel, at 45 years of age, was spotted not just at the rink when Team USA took on Canada, but he would be videoed in the team locker room celebrating with the squad like he really left it all out on the ice. Let's just keep this in mind, shall we? Recently, the former Vice President, Kamala Harris, spoke to the WNBA's Los Angeles Sparks.
And you are having an incredible impact. I travel our country. Young girls, boys, people of every gender, background, race, watch the W. Yeah. And understand how inspiring it is. So keep doing what you're doing. You guys are impacting people who you may never meet, people who may never know your names or mine, but they are aware of what you are doing, and it is giving them a sense of their value and their dignity and what they have a right to expect from this world. So congratulations on this game, but congratulations as much as anything else for the path you guys are charting. It is extraordinary to watch. That's it. I just together on 3.
1, 2, 3. Together!
To reiterate, this is how Patel conducted himself as the director of the FBI.
We'll get cash and we'll get the military to get you guys over.
Let's go.
Boys are going to the State of the Union.
The nice thing about being president is I can tell you, you don't have to worry about the weather or land.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Now, we'll do it at the White House anytime. What would really be cool, and we'll do the White House the next day, we'll just have some fun. We have medals for you guys. And we have to, I must tell you, we're going to have to bring the women's team. You do know that. Absolutely. If you could work that out, I would be honored to have you. I'll introduce you to the whole...
I got it, boss. I got it.
Okay, you got it, Cash.
I'm on it.
Cash is doing it. I'm happy. Congratulations. That was an unbelievable game.
We'll see you Tuesday night, Mr. President.
See you Tuesday night.
I'm driving the bus, boss. We're bringing the whole bus.
And Harris, the ex-senator from California, snapped photos with pro basketball players. Guess who chimed in on the matter?
At least we didn't have to hear a cackle that accompanied it. The WNBA is so unserious. And it does not have to be this way. I watched this video, and the first thing that I thought about was I remembered how mad people were when Kash Patel was in the locker room with the U.S. men's Olympic hockey team after they won gold. You remember that? And the outrage that we saw online. Those same people who were so upset after the men's hockey team won Olympic gold for the first time in however many years haven't said a single word about Kamala Harris in the WNBA in the locker room here.
I mean this objectively. Okay. This is one of the dumbest comparisons I have ever heard. Sorry to spell it out for Riley, but Patel is a member of the federal government, director of the FBI, that guy. He goes on the taxpayers' dime. We pay for it. Harris, at this point, is a private citizen. How does Riley Gaines not see the difference here? It is beyond us. The opposition party claims Patel's trip to the Olympics to chug beers and be a Make-A-Wish kid cost the taxpayers around $100,000. Snopes would say that figure seems slightly high.
It's a great point about Kash Patel in the locker room. Yeah, how do you negotiate that kind of double standard and hypocrisy? I'm sure. Get to work, Internet. You're going to tell me the difference between the two situations. But I think that's a great point by Riley Gaines.
I feel like Will Cain doesn't even believe what he's saying here. He pauses, he reiterates what Gaines just said in a more simplistic way, and then almost has nothing to say. An admission that he doesn't believe it. For Gaines, she felt really confident in her stupidity. Thus,
I hadn't yet seen that video of Kamala Harris speaking to those players, but was there any outrage like there was when Kash Patel was in the men's locker room after the Olympic team won a gold medal at the Olympics? No, I don't think so.
She would do it again on Rupert Murdoch's Fox News. John Harwood, formerly of CNBC, wrote, "These people are dumb as a stump." Sarah also ripped Gaines and Will Cain. Oh yeah, it's totally the same. When a private citizen pays her own way versus the current FBI director taking a taxpayer-funded trip, never mind the beer-chugging, wannabe frat bro stuff. And when they actually got to the substance of what Harris said, Cain knocked Harris's speech, calling it Kamalese, wrote the Daily Beast. Cain would go on, "She's basically doing a bunch of words to say, hey girls, you're inspiring a bunch of people watching you play basketball." Then there was Riley Gaines again.
And look, she's talking about the impact of women in women's sports when the reality is she thinks men should be in women's sports. She would have no problem with Shaquille O'Neal or LeBron James coming on that court and taking those opportunities away from women.
Isn't this shtick tiresome at this point? And speaking of protecting women in sports.
I knew it would take a little while from where we were like initially, but just really, number one, kind of establish the culture many years ago, trying to do the right things the right way, improve the kids that we had on the team.
Her coach, Lars Jorgensen.
The swimmers who filed the lawsuit say that the university had discouraged them from reporting their claims.
What do we prioritize and who are we protecting when it comes to the question of what women's sports should be concerned about?
It's a shifting of the perspective from what you're hearing on Fox News. One of the assistant coaches who filed the lawsuit against Lars Jorgensen has since transitioned, female to male. And the lawsuit uses she, her pronouns to talk about the time period around the alleged assaults, which is why we're doing that too. But when the case was first filed, Jorgensen's lawyer at the time brought Riley into it. He said that the allegations had been fabricated to punish Coach Lars for supporting Riley Gaines. And that lawyer, Greg Anderson, told the Lexington Herald-Leader, quote, "This all has to do with NCAA woke philosophy."
That is someone Riley Gaines called a friend in her book, a close friend at that. In October of 2025, the Lexington Herald-Leader would report that Jorgensen was banned from coaching by Safe Sport, which is a nonprofit organization established by Congress to protect athletes who compete in Olympic sports. This was a body created by federal law in 2017 in the wake of former USA Gymnastics Dr. Larry Nassar, who's currently serving 175 years in prison.
I don't think that what Riley Gaines does deserves to be called advocacy. When I wear my UK swimming gear, I've had 3 times where somebody's approached me and asked me about Riley Gaines. And I've said, well, do you know about Lars Jorgensen?
And the answer is always no. And she says, quote, "It's hard for me to care about Riley Gaines tying for 5th when my swim coach is accused of raping my teammates." And people shut up pretty quickly after that.